Yeah, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of owning a business, um, depending on your situation in life. For the single guy or girl compared to the married person with three kids and a mortgage, it's a little different. You know, when you're single, you have a lot of time. You can, work on this business. You can have a job and then work on this business, and you don't have to worry about anyone nagging on you. When you have a family, you have kids, you have a wife or you have a husband, you can work a job and then you try to fit in a business and then you got the weekend and you got all these things coming at you. It's hard. It is. Um, it's tough. One of the one of the pros is that you get to create your own life. You get to create your own schedule. You can make more money than you used to make in the whole month. You can make it in a week, or even in a day if you set it up right. You can do that. Um, and then some of the cons is that a lot of it is just family. If you're not making sales, like I tell people never have never start a business if you don't already have a set income. Because if you are just relying on your business and you just started it and you're not making, positive cash flow every single month, then it can really be so mentally stressful because you're just trying to pay your bills and survive on this business. Whenever you have a job or you have a set income and your bills are taken care of, then you can make better choices because you're not making choices out of desperation. You're making them from a solid foundation. So I always tell people, go work anywhere. Doesn't matter. Work nights, work days, whatever you got to do. Just have income coming in before you just jump out into business. Don't quit your job until you've already been successful in your business and you've reached a certain level. Then you don't want to just quit right away. So definitely want to give yourself, at least 6 months of income from your business saved before you even think about doing that. Whenever I started business, I worked in accounting in downtown Houston for a large oil and gas company. So I was doing pretty decent. And then when I started my business, it took off right away. Within 6 months, I was making tons of money. So whenever I transitioned, it made sense. But I would not have, if I wasn't making that right away, I wouldn't have transitioned, that quick. But I tell people, you don't want to make decisions out of desperation. You want to have a solid foundation as far as income goes. But back to pros and cons, like I said, when you're single, it's easier. When you have a family, it's tougher because you're taking time away. Spending time with them, you're working on your business. You have to manage your time better. But if you can get the hang of it and you can get some projects completed, get some sales done, then you can have a whole lot more income, which means you can go on more trips, you can buy the better house, you can provide a better life for your family, but it will take time. Um, Whenever you work a normal job, you go within those set hours. Let's say you get off at 5. When you get off at 5, a lot of times you're just not even thinking about it anymore. It's gone, the day's finished. You transition to being home and what's next, But whenever you're a business owner, in some cases, it's 24/7. You can wake up when you go to bed. You're a lot of times you're just thinking about it, thinking about what's next, thinking about because it's your business. It's not you're working for someone. It's you. And business owners that have been in operation know exactly what I'm talking about. You can really think about it and work on your business 24 hours a day, and you'll never have enough. It'll never be finished. It's just a constant thing. Um, so you really have to work your schedule. Like I said, the pros and cons really depend on your situation. Um, those who, if you're working and you're working maybe two jobs and trying to transition, it's going to be harder because you're going to need some time to, work the business. You know, for those of you who, let's say you are a stay-at-home mom and your husband works, you make good money, and the kids are finally off to school. So you have, 6, 7 hours during the day to work this business. Perfect. You're in a perfect situation. Not everybody's in that situation. There's single moms, working 9 to 5, trying to make it happen. So it'll be tough. There will be. It's not forever. There will be some tough years. Things do get better if you plan for them to. You got to take those steps. You need to have people in your life that have already accomplished what you want to accomplish and learn from them. If you can get a mentor that will guide you and teach you and help you, that's so much better than trying to figure it all out by yourself. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you later.